What's going on, world? This is your girl, Marky Lemons-Ryhal, real estate keynote speaker and Facebook Live host. And you know what? There's some people who I actually stalk across the internet. And today I am elated to interview one of those people. All I knew was I had come across this thing called some landing pages and that I could convert leads and with using landing pages. And so today I am elated to have Chris Davis on. What's going on today?
Marky, thank you for having me. I'm now it's a little pressure. I gotta live up to the hype.
Yes. So I am a lead page client, and I remember you were the director of education, and you would come on and you would teach, right? And I'm like, who's this young brother who understands all about lead conversion?
Yeah.
Oh, he's, dynamite. And then I left one company and went over to ActiveCampaign, and just so happened me and Carrie Little meet you at
Yeah.
an event about email marketing, but once again, conversion. And so I
Yeah.
am elated to have you today with me on Social Selling Made Simple, where we're going to just give realtors some tips and tools that you've utilized or you've seen can actually change the lives of people if they are consistent.
Yeah.
So imagine this. I'm new to real estate and I have an online presence, not big, maybe a couple of thousand people in my sphere of
Mhm.
influence. What is the first thing you recommend that an entrepreneur does who wants to enhance their online presence for lead conversion?
Yes, yes. All right, Marky, we're diving right in. So my answers, let me prime everybody. They're unsexy in the beginning, but when it all pieces together, it's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. So stick with me. All right. So if I'm getting started, honestly, when it comes to conversion, one of the questions that you need to ask that I don't see people ask frequently is what type of information do I need? Right? Because the qualifying process starts right at capture. And what we've seen over time is, 5 years ago, maybe a little more, right around the time when I started at Lead Pages, in fact, it was really taboo to ask for more than first and last name. I mean, first name and email. And when we were working with companies like real estate agents or any professional service provider where you need a little bit more information, it was really limiting because at that time, it was just like people hadn't opened up to providing information online like that yet. So you fast forward now, and oh my goodness, I think it was the progression of social media and e-commerce. People are exchanging information at an all-time high now. So for now, we go back to the service provider, and we can ask more than name in email and not have our conversion suffer. That was the
Hmm.
thing. We could do it before, but your conversion was going to drop. Now we can do it without expecting a drop in qualified leads. Okay.
Ah.
So the first thing that I want to know is if I look across your entire user base or your target audience, what is that one piece of information that can start to personalize the journey immediately? Right. For some real estate agents, it's location, right? It's like, okay, based on where you at, I have a house that's perfect for you. I may want to follow up with them on a phone call instead of giving them the email autoresponder, right? So I want to know location. A lot of times what we see in the real estate arena is price, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like what is your income? And there's other qualifiers, but it differs, right? So when I'm thinking to get started, before I even put up a landing page, I need to know, wait a minute, what what is the minimum amount of information I could capture that will put me in the best position to make the sale? That's going to determine what I put on my landing page, how I structure it, and how I follow up.
Wow. Okay. I did not think that's where we was going to start. Okay. So when we look at the type of information, and I'm thinking about real estate, you
Yes.
came out the gate with location. And what's crazy is that 67% of real estate related searches start with location. The next thing you mentioned was price. That would
Mhm.
be like the next thing. So there often when we're trying to push our listings, the 3 disqualifiers are going to be location, price point,
Mm,
bedroom, bathroom count. But it's
mm,
what's most important to the
yeah.
consumer. So we
Yes.
need to ask that information
Yep.
because that's how they're doing their search.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, okay. And see,
Absolutely.
and I'm gonna be honest with you, I had limited information that I was asking for because I definitely thought that it would reduce completion of a form. So I'm glad that you
Yes.
clarified that for me because now I need to teach my students something different.
Yeah, it's open, and that's what's so beautiful and challenging with the digital landscape. It's always changing. So what I tell people, especially when I'm teaching marketing or anything like that, is pay attention to consumer trends, but do not be a consumer.
Hmm.
Right? Like I need to know what consumers are doing. Oh, they're on Facebook, they're exchanging information, they're attending lives, they're sharing this. So I have my consumer hat on just to kind of understand what they're doing. Then I take my consumer hat on and put my marketing hat on, because great marketing capitalizes on consumers in their behavior. Right. So what will happen, Mark, is if I have both hats on, my consumer hat on and my marketing hat, that's when I start buying all these tools. I start doing all these things with no results. But if I'm paying attention to what consumers are doing right now, and I've actually seen some really good real estate landing pages. And one question in specific that came to mind when you were talking is, instead of at like having a drop down or like a radio button saying what is your bedroom, what would you like, 2 bedroom, 1 bath, XYZ, it had a question like, which one is better? How did they phrase it? It was like it was like, how would you rank these? And it had 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 2 bedroom, 1 bath. So it wasn't quite
Ah.
gamified, but you see how it eliminated that level of that barrier to say, oh, I got to think about what I want. Now it's like, okay, you're giving me options here. This one first, this one second. And that person was able to get even more information, because now they know if they don't have a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, your second option, was maybe a 2 bedroom, 2 bath or something like that. So it's also in how you ask the question.
So what's a good way? What's a good ask?
Yeah, any question that you ask, and this is specific to a landing page, everybody, every question that you ask should almost answer itself, right? It should start them down the thinking process. So a lot of times it's a difference between saying first name and my first name is. Like you almost complete that in your head without thinking. My first name is Chris. Oh, let me write it. You see what I'm
I got you.
saying? Right. So if we ask our question, what the best email to send this information to, or the best email to whatever, right? And it's just like, okay, what's my best email? Because you have to really guide them, because there's so many questions and so many things they're thinking. Oh, should I use my work email because I'm at work looking? Maybe I use my home email, but maybe I should. No, it's just like, which email do you check at 6 p.m.? Right? Like that level of specificity will really open it up. You're like, oh yeah, check this. You see what I'm saying? So the question,
Wow. I
how you
like that.
frame it, right? So how you frame the question is also going to lead into their probability of filling out that information with the most accurate information too. Because that's the thing, right? Sometimes I could be interested in what you have, and I'll just put faulty information in there just so I can fill it
Ah,
real quick.
to
I
get
want
it.
you to give me the good stuff, because I got good stuff for you.
Wow. Okay. So we start with what type of information do I
Mhm.
need? And then um, we came with the good ask, right?
Yes.
And basically questions that self answer themselves.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Because now I'm on fire, right? Because you just tweaked everything that I'm doing. Okay. Just with
Yeah.
those 2 responses.
Yes.
I want to go in a different direction though.
Hmm.
So I have all these tools that
Yep.
I can buy.
Yep.
What's my first investment?
Your first investment is your contact database. Listen, everybody, please listen to me. Excel, Google Sheets, whatever, Microsoft Access, whatever database software you may be using right now to manage your contact database, stop it. Okay, especially in the professional services industry, you need a CRM, a contact relationship management system. There's too much information that you need to centralize to close the deal. You need to track everything. You're not going to be able to get all of that information up front. As much as I would love for you to, if for me, I would love for me to be able to come on to this podcast and say, Marky, you put all 15 of those questions. As long as the landing page is beautifully built, they'll answer all of them. No, they won't. No, there's still limitations. You know, like I try not to go beyond 5. So even at that, it's still limited, 3 to 5. And I'm like, okay, let me make sure I'm asking them the right way, not just phone number, name. Even nobody wants to fill that out, right? It's too static. So 3 to 5, but I need to put that information somewhere, because here's another paradigm shift for people. A lot of times when you're thinking of a CRM, and your CRM is what's going to send out the emails as well, unless you're like enterprise level CRM, but small business, real estate agents, you're looking for a CRM that's coupled with email, right? And the thing is, your email or any outbound communication is only as good as the information that you've captured. So if you're not centralizing that information, you're not going to be able to send out targeted or trigger to send out targeted information. And that information won't be able to be personalized, because that's what we're fighting now. We're fighting attention. We need to get people's attention. And the second we make an exchange, say, hey, I have some value over here. Can I have some of your attention? This, for those of you that don't know, this is the exchange that we're looking for online when we're talking about lead generation. I say, hey, I have something valuable. How much of your time can I get for that? We think it's emails and names. We're really exchanging valuable information for attention. So they give us their attention, and guess what? The attention naturally declines. Okay. There's nothing you could do about it. I call this the law of engagement. Okay. Once you first engage with somebody, you have the most of their attention. As time goes on, depending on how valuable what you gave them was, it's either a cliff drop off or a slope, but it is a drop off. So right at that point, when I capture, that's where I want to make sure I'm giving the most value, because that's going to determine how much attention I get, and being very clear with what to do next.
Okay. Now, so we're going to centralize our information.
Got to centralize it.
To personalize it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But then people are really fighting for, or we're fighting for attention.
That's it.
Okay. And everything you just said makes a lot of sense. The attention was when I kind of stood up, because we are fighting for that attention, right? And I'm starting to see in my email list, right? You see the gradual decline, and all you think to yourself is, oh, why? Really, this is the kind of relationship we get ready to have, right?
Yes.
But I'm glad to hear that it's a natural, it's natural. Either it's going to drop off because they got what they wanted, which was whatever that great report was, or they kind of like you, but over time, something else becomes more interesting, or we need to reevaluate our delivery, right? Something of that nature. So when we think about email marketing being the central place, is there a best time of day and time of day to send an email?
Oh, that's a good one. It differs by industry, but I'll tell you this, right? I'll speak in terms of B2B and B2C.
Okay.
Right. B2B, you're dealing with people who are at work during the day, right? So they may be checking their email probably at lunch, and then more than likely when they get home. When I was a corporate worker, before we had cell phones the way that we did, actually, I was working for Lockheed Martin, so you couldn't even bring your phone in. And when you did bring it in, it was like limited connection. So on lunch, when we would go out to I don't know, grab something to eat, then I have service, I'm checking my email, right? When I get home, I'm checking my email. B2B again, Sundays, people are prepping for Mondays, I'm checking my email. So evenings, lunch, and Sundays are really good for B2B. B2C is a total different game, right? Going directly to the consumer, depending on your product, those behaviors are something that you're going to have to monitor and identify. But generally, we've seen really good results with all the startups I've worked with. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays are the worst. especially Friday evenings. Please do not send an email on Friday evening. But Tuesdays and Thursdays have been pretty consistent. Every now and then I'll see a Monday, Wednesday sneak in there, but Sundays are just that sneaky day that you don't send a blast on Sunday. Okay. In fact, I don't send blast anyway. I don't recommend sending blast, but if you have a really targeted message, Sunday is perfect for it. Sunday has been just, for me, it has worked really well. For the people that I know that use very targeted messaging, it works really well. So yeah, that's the bit of the information though, Marky, too. Like I'm collecting all of this information because I'm building my customer profile. I need to know what are you doing?
So let me admit I'm doing something wrong. I have a segment that's B2B, and then I have a segment that's B2C.
Nice.
And what I need to do is come back and listen to what you said, which is to personalize it. So I need to probably take that B2B group out and send those emails at a different time, because I could see Sunday really, because I'm a B2B business. And
Yeah.
so I do a lot of prep on Sundays, just like you just said.
Right.
Like Sunday is like the free time. And for those who go to church, you fighting with God. God, I
Yep.
got work to do. Now I'm praying for you. I actually watched church this Sunday. Got a new pastor. He's
Yep.
streaming live to Facebook. I'm like, yes. Because I can get my work done, right? And I can check those
Yes.
emails
You
and
can clear it
actually
out
read
because
them.
you don't want to
Right.
go into the week with all those emails.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Okay, so we got the centralized, but then personalized and
Mm-hmm.
contingent upon your market, whether you're B2B or B2C. Now, in the world of real estate, we definitely have B2B realtors, and then we have
Yeah.
B2C. The
Yeah.
B2B would be those in the commercial industry,
Yep.
those that are dealing with REOs, corporate relocation. I would
Yeah.
consider those to be B2B, business to business
Yep.
realtors. And then you have the B2C, where you're dealing with this person, this buying their first single family residence. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so the segmenting and personalizing the list, I think, is going to be key. So we decided we were going to spend some money, and we invested it in a customer relationship management system with email marketing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then so where does the landing page or the
There
lead
we go.
capture
That's the
form
next
come in?
one.
Oh,
That's the
that's it.
next
That's
one.
next.
Yep.
Okay.
We got to prepare the house so when people show up, they got somewhere to sit. Right? So the contact database, this is the home. This is the home that you have prepared for your contacts. You want to make it nice and comfy. So when they show up and say, hey, I want in, there's room enough for everybody. So your landing page becomes the front door. That's it. Your landing page becomes the front door. Your URL, if we want to stick with the housing analogy, your URL of that landing page becomes the address. That's what you send. Hey, go here. They go to that URL. It's just like typing in your address in GPS. It says go here, but it's immediate online. You type it in, hit go, and you're there. Now you're at the front door. Is the door ugly? Is the door inviting? And is the door open? Right? Is it unlocked? Or do I have to wait for somebody to let me in? Can I let myself in? And if you're wondering, everybody, your lead should be able to let themselves in. Yes, you do not want to lock that or gate that or say, hey, you need a password, sign up for an account, and then no. We're talking about capturing leads right now. We need to capture those leads, get that minimum amount of information that helps us qualify them, and know that we're not trying to capture everything on the landing page, because we have a centralized contact database to allow us to continue to collect information, both in an automated fashion and manually, right? I want to track every touch point, everything that's happened. I'm logging that in there, because a lot of times it's not just you. Somebody else may be reaching out at some point. You need their notes on there. So when you reach out, you're well informed.
Wow. Okay. You have positioned this really well for real estate. So the landing page is the front door. The URL is the address. And the
Yes.
question is it warm, inviting, and open? And you
Yeah.
do not want to lock the door.
Don't
Oh,
lock
yeah.
the door, y'all.
Look,
Come
look, this just drop, right? Mic drop. I mean, because I'm consistently, let's come back. I
on.
tell real estate professionals that they need to add 2,880 contacts to their customer relationship management system
Nice.
if they want to earn $100,000 and their average price point is $250,000. And
Nice.
at the end of the day, when I look at the math for my company, that means that they will only get 20 transactions out of that 2,880 contacts.
Hmm.
And so, what I've been doing a lot of are Facebook Live videos to a landing page, right?
Yeah.
That I've
Yeah.
only been asking 3 questions, but I'm getting ready to change how I ask those 3 questions, right?
Yeah.
Because what I'm seeing, the numbers would run like this. Let's say one video, 1,000 700 views. Of that 1,700 views, roughly, if 170 people, right, I'm running a 10-10-10, where
Hmm.
10% will actually click on the page and another 10% will give me their information.
Hmm.
And this is kind of across the board.
Sure.
And I'm giving them the information from whatever the Facebook Live was. If that's to how to create $190,000 in sweat equity in 12 months, might be one of
Yes.
the titles.
Yes.
And so I'm always looking for ways to strategize or to refine the information in
Hmm.
order, of course, to increase the amount of leads,
Yep.
because what I know is I need to add 2,880 contacts for every 6 figures I want to earn or I want to teach someone else to earn.
Yeah.
And for me, it's about making sure that we're doing lead generation every day with the tools that are in the palm of our hands, being social media and technology, and
Yep.
that they don't just suck the life and time out of our business.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
So when we look at this landing page, how are people getting people there? What have you
Yes.
seen as those traffic drivers to
I
get
love it.
people over there? How I'm gonna get you? Yeah, basically, what's the vehicle, right? That's going to get them to the front door of the URL, right?
Yep. Yep. And what I love about this question is it's changed so much. My traditional folks, everybody listening that's been marketing online and real estate super duper early, because even right now you're still early. Everybody listening to your podcast, you're like Marky, you're the trailblazer here, right? There's not a lot of people in real estate that are navigating this space correctly, right?
Mhm.
So those who were doing it a few years ago, you were super duper early, and there, it was all about paid advertising. I mean, you paid a lot of money to get those leads, but it's all relative because you could land a big deal. I know a lot of people I think it's wholesaling that buy these lists, do some direct mailing, like a lot of traditional guerrilla type marketing, right? Well, now if people were to use the power of social media more intelligently, you would realize as a professional, social media does not exist for me to share what I'm doing. It's for me to share what I know and can do for you,
Say
right?
say that again, because I want them to understand social selling again. Say that one more time.
Yes. Social media is not for me to share what I'm doing. It's for me to share what I know and what I can do for you. This is the key. So, because social media changed the game, Marky. What what day and time have we ever been able to go direct to the consumer? So, and my traditional business owners, people who have been in business for years, are like, yes, I know. But the new age folks, they think this is the norm. This is not the norm. So with this power, we have to be responsible, right? To whom much is given, much is required. So now I can reach you. But what am I reaching you with? Right? I see people. Listen, I've bought 3 homes. I've relocated 3 or 4 times. I bought 3 homes, and every time it has been a struggle because when we move to a new city, there's nobody putting their expertise on display. Nobody putting their expertise on display, right?
Secret agents don't get found. Can I?
There you
Se-
go.
Secret agents
Yes.
don't get found. Let
See?
me tell you this story. And I've
Okay.
mentioned her already today. Her name is Nina Gonzalez. She's a loan
Mm,
originator. I'm gonna tell you why I love Nina.
mm.
I met with her a couple of years ago. She was rough around the edges, and she's direct and to the point that I kind of gave her a side eye stare, like, "Girl, I'm gonna snatch you by your wig. I don't like your tone." Now she softened a little bit over time. So Nina, you getting the whole story. So she brought me in because she wanted to set up her own landing pages, and we were using Facebook Live videos to lead people
Yep.
to the landing pages
Yep.
to convert them. I get a text message from her on Friday. She said, "Girl," and that's how she started off. "Girl, I got to send you these screenshots on how I'm getting all these leads, right?" And I could
Yes.
tell the enthusiasm that was in her voice. But instead of getting that rough edge of her, because she making so much more money now, right? She done
Mhm.
softened on out. So when you see
See that?
people sometimes soften, it's because their money is finally lining up with their efforts.
Yes.
But she's leveraging social media and technology, because I'm gonna tell you what she's doing. She is letting people know, right, what she does, but how she can be of service to them.
That's it. There
You
you
that felt like a church moment. I just want to let you know. I don't know if you could tell, but for a second I got to rocking in my chair, because I'm like, and let the church say amen to lead, right? And so you had me over here rocking just a little bit,
Mhm.
because they don't understand
No, they
that
don't.
element of it, to the point that when I'm getting these leads that are coming in, I can go back to Facebook, I can go to Instagram, and I can tell you, if let's say 10 people opt in, of
Mhm.
those 10 people, if I personally know them, I can find out why they are a highly motivated buyer or seller because of a major life occurrence that they just told us about in real time.
There you go. There you go. Again, information. You're collecting data.
Wait, to put back in the customer relationship management system
Yes.
to help personalize the
There
experience.
you go.
Man, you boy,
Be-
you
right?
hot.
We're
You
we're
hot.
in business, we're entities, but people want to do business with people they like, flat out. I mean, like I said, I've purchased a few houses in a few different states because we relocate a bit, and every single time your intellect goes with, okay, I want to get the best agent in the area,
Hmm.
and then you start getting these agents. What do you end up going with? You go with the one that you like. The one that understand you remembered all three of my kids' names. You know what I'm saying? You did a little research and, oh, you're in the startup space. There's a few other startups around. You made me feel comfortable. Get what I'm saying? But what I would like to tell people now is that's not limited to when someone finds you or in person. You can use social media and video. Listen, everybody. Let me just parenthetically insert this. We got to park for a second, Marky,
Okay.
because video is here to stay, everybody. It's not going anywhere. Check this out. You can check me 100% on this. You will see the trend in YouTube was going down a few years back. The resurgence of YouTube came by Facebook unintentionally displaying video in the news feed, right? Now, what Facebook was trying to do is say, hey, if you upload videos to Facebook, they'll auto start so we can hold more of that data and you can stop embedding those YouTube videos. That's it. It made sense at the time. But what happened? All it did was train people back on video. Like, oh yeah, I can't forget about it. Now we see practically every podcast. I mean, you do this too, Marky. Every podcast now has a video component to it. You see what I'm saying? Video. LinkedIn just said they were about to drop LinkedIn Live. So let's just think about this. Facebook has live, Instagram has live, LinkedIn has live. Do we not see the trend that is before us? So it would it would be beyond foolish of me not to capitalize on this trend of video. You get what I'm saying? And don't get on video talking all professional. You want to be personable. This is where a lot of people, it hurts a little bit, right? Because they're always buttoned. You know those people, Marky. They go to the event and they pull out the metal case for their business card, right? They've got the perfect handshake. The collar is pressed. Like, come on, take the tie off, unbutton it. Let's see a few scraggly hairs right here where you're not shaved, and give value. That, I'm telling you, this is what's resonating with people now. It's just the day and age that we're in.
You have just made my stomach hurt, right? Because I'm gonna tell you why. I tell people all the time, and I don't know if you've heard me say this, but this is my intro most places, right? I say, you worried about how you look? And, people like, yeah, I don't want to do video, no. And I said, and it works in every room, I am the shortest, darkest, roundest person in this room with the least amount of hair. And I do video every single day because people do not care about how I look. They care if I can solve their problems.
That's
Now,
it.
I have a lot of Marky-isms, right? I
Mhm.
say exactly what I want to say. When you just said, do not get all on video being professional, right? Now, I'm going to drop nuggets, right? Like you dropped $1 million worth of nuggets today.
Mhm.
But people get to see the true, the word authentic, but they really just get to see who you are. And then
Yes.
from there, they can determine if they like you. But more importantly, they want to know, did you solve a problem for them? And do they
Mhm.
believe and trust you? And are you trustworthy in your
Yes.
delivery? Okay.
Yes.
And so I bring all my true, authentic, short,
That's
dark,
it.
round, bald-headed self to the video every single day.
Yep.
And I've seen my business grow as a result of
That's it.
me being me.
Yep. Yep.
And it's better when they show up and we at Mariano's, we at the grocery store, and I can see someone peeking over the head of lettuce because they looking at me like they think they know me. And then
Yeah.
I do what I do. What's
Yep.
going on? Right? And they like, Facebook Marky, right?
Yep.
and,
Yep.
and and they like, girl, you the same person you are online. And that right there seals the deal, because what they'll then ask me, if I have a real estate question, can I reach out to you? Girl,
See.
yes.
See.
Inbox me.
That's it. And here's what I love about it, Marky. They may have a question now that somebody ready to buy has that same question. But since you took that question, answered it online, that person who has that question and is more ready to buy can listen to it and move based on the lady you done met in the grocery store. But see, when I silo that conversation, it's limited to just me being in person. Then I go home like, hey, yeah, I met this lady on at the store, and she was asking about this, so I just told her this, this, and that. And you just go about your business. It's like, no, 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 no. Put that expertise on display. And I get it. A lot of people, I know camera is hard for a lot of people, but talking is easy for pretty much everybody. And if you're in the real estate game and you can't talk, I mean, you're just in the wrong industry, because you have to talk to people, right?
Yes.
So but Marky, here's the thing. There's so many ways to do video. Like I've seen people do a screenshot, just a still shot, and then it has like the little audio bumping, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
like a 3 to 4 minute video. Like you may not be the live person. That's fine. Video doesn't have to be. Now, if you can't, don't get me wrong. If you can do live, you better do live, right? But maybe you need to bring a partner in and do most of the talking, where you're just sitting there smiling, the whole time, so they can get some brand recognition. But you have to start using these tools. I look at social media. I can't remember the last time I gave my paper resume to anybody. Every door, Marky, I'm not lying to you. Every door since I left the corporate world, every door that has been open from my online appearance, where I put my expertise on display. Period.
Okay.
Period.
So I would say I'm gonna go with that, because I haven't I interview for a job once a year just because I want to see what's going on
Mm-hmm.
in that landscape.
Mm-hmm.
However, every last one of those people knew me from
Right.
online, and I inboxed them my resume after the fact of
Yep.
online. And here's what's funny. On the once a year interview that I go on, do you know they always print out the LinkedIn account
LinkedIn.
information?
Yes.
And it sit there like a little book, right, on their desk, because I
Yep.
guess it's like 40 pages now. And they have
Yeah.
it because they want to know how you connected with this person.
Yep.
They want to see everything. And you like, forget that
Oh
four
yeah.
pager I sent you, right? You
Yep.
didn't print it out the
The
entire LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
That's a good
Everybody
one.
does it, Marky. When I'm hiring, somebody gives me their resume, I look for the LinkedIn and I go there because I can get more information there. I can't. And then, especially since I'm in the digital space, if your LinkedIn isn't optimized, you already getting points docked.
He like, really? And you want to work for a startup, right? And yeah.
Right.
I don't know about this person, right? You get to question them.
Yes,
Wow.
right. Yes.
You know what? So you have dropped so many nuggets. Like I want to come and just do a slumber party at your house, right? To pick
Yeah.
your brain. Okay. Uh, how does one connect with you and get more information to do business with you and one of the companies that you're affiliated with? I want people
Yeah.
to connect with you and the products and services that you have.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for asking. So right now, I'm currently the director of education at ActiveCampaign. So if any of you are wondering, what CMR should see CRM, what CRM should I use? I highly recommend starting with that one. We've seen a lot of success with it. I've personally seen a lot of success. So what I do when I'm not at ActiveCampaign is I get to choose and pick who I want to do marketing for, or, connect with in that capacity, because I always want to stay integrated to the marketing space. So I love working with professional service providers because it's totally different. And truth be told, you all are the ones that have the upper hand in digital marketing, because every business that is successful is a blend of automation and human touch. Okay, it's that blend. Every business that tries to remove all of it, like these, I'm all online only, I sell my products, people don't touch me. When you look at the back end, just believe me, everybody, when you look at the back end, they're making the money the hardest. It's the amount of money they have to spend on ads, the fulfillment, whatever. So anyways, I say all that to say ActiveCampaign is the CRM that I recommend, because I've seen so many service-based businesses be able to leverage it effectively, personalize that journey, collect the information easily where it doesn't hurt your head and it doesn't break the bank. So that's one. Connect with me via ActiveCampaign. And then me personally, I have a website. It's called automationbridge.com. So I've got you can jump on and get some training on how to leverage the marketing automation space. And I like to say, if there was a Venn diagram, Marky, right, with online digital marketing and then automation, where they cross, that's where I'm at, right? How do I take digital marketing? Because you can go a lot of places now and learn digital marketing. But the next step is, who's going to teach me how to take this digital marketing and automate it in a way that's personalized? So,
Wow.
so these robots aren't running my business, or, like, it's still very much, I can talk to 10 people, 100 people, and it's like I'm talking to one. So that's where I exist outside of ActiveCampaign. So either one of those.
Well, I am elated they're going to be able to connect with you and that you have an awesome product with ActiveCampaign, but that you also can come and help them with
Yes.
automationbridge.com, because I know that they need it. And you talked video, and I love video. So we know that video is going to be the vehicle that drives them to the address that we should be leaving the door open to. So, Chris, I 100% appreciate our time here today,
Yes.
because one, you've taught me something new, as you have already done in the past. So I've been following
Thank
you for
you.
quite some time. I will continue to follow you,
Thank you.
because I believe in surrounding myself with people who are smarter than I am, and I
Yes.
don't
Yes.
need to know it all. So you, my go-to man, right, for all these lead
Yes.
pages, email marketing. So thank
Yes.
you for being here today.
Yeah, no problem. And just in leaving everybody, there is so much more. I just hope this podcast gets the wheels turning. Okay. Start giving yourself permission to think differently, operate differently, and leverage social selling differently.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Chris.
Yes, no problem, Marky.